You find out how people really feel about you in your darkest hour, huh? In your most downtime, when you need them the most. You find out how people really feel about you, their real opinions about you. You know, it's easy to kick somebody when they're down and they seemingly can't get back up. I was working Thursday, and I'd say after 1 p.m. Central Time, I heard the news that Cris Cyborg had been flagged by USADA for a potential violation. Now, as a Cyborg fan, this felt like a shot to the gut. This was like, what? Like, what is going on? People are always suspicious of Cyborg, always want to criticize Cyborg. And this was like, man, this doesn't feel good, And I'm sitting and I'm listening, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to, make sense of it all, And the key phrase that I heard was she was flagged for a violation for an out of competition test. And so I'm thinking, out of competition test. And she last fought in September. This is December. This flag test was December 5th. So I'm sitting and I'm thinking, why would she fail now? Why would she be flagged now in December when she fought in September out of competition? And then it hit me. Just days ago, or weeks ago, she said that she couldn't fight because she was under medical treatment. That she had complications from her 2 brutal weight cuts to 140 pounds. She said that she had been dealing with depression, and the reason that she didn't take the fights for the inaugural belt was because she needed a break, or because of health reasons. And at that point, it hit me. I knew what the deal was. It was easy to figure out. You put 2 and 2 together, you get your answer. Okay. So I'm sitting and I'm listening to the guys on the radio talk about it, and trying to figure it out, and wondering how they should feel about it, and people. I'm hearing callers being skeptical and criticizing and wanting to point the finger and say she did this and that. At this point, I'm just sitting back waiting. I'm just waiting to hear the news, waiting for the official statement, because I figure out I know what it is. Okay. I wake up a few hours ago, which was I guess it was around 2 a.m. or so. And I get online to see what the latest was, And I read Cyborg's statement on her Facebook page. Okay, I'm not going to read the statement, but she basically says what I assumed. That this substance that she was flagged for, called spironolactone, if I'm pronouncing that right. If you Google it, it says that it treats chronic liver damage, it treats congestive heart failure, and it treats high blood pressure. Okay? In her statement, she says that this substance was part of whatever her doctor gave her to help her recover from these weight cuts. As she said, when she turned down the fights, in her post-treatment, she went to the doctor and they tried to withdraw blood, and no blood was coming out. I mean, Me personally, I don't know about you guys, but if no blood's coming out, man, that's freaking me out. So she was under treatment. She said she was dehydrated in an interview with ESPN Outside the Lines, and her doctor gave her medical suspension for competing or training for competitive MMA and from weight cutting. So she was not able to cut weight for this fight, these proposed fights for the belt. This is why she turned them down. And of course, her body needed the break. She needed to recover. Well, what has happened? You got fighters coming out the woodworks. You know, I'm not surprised. I knew it. Ha ha ha. We told you. We knew all along. She was a cheat. She was a PED user. She was a steroid user. You know. You got Dana White talking to TMZ Sports, which is on YouTube, and I'm going to put the link in the description box. I'm going to play it here in a second. But you got him coming out, you know, and he made a statement. You know, it's you know, now I have a smile on my face about it, but you know, it's pretty sad. You know, it was right there for everybody to see, and everybody jumped the gun and said what they said. But in a way, it's a blessing for Cyborg, because now she knows how certain people feel about her, the assumptions that they had about her, and you know, it's just now it's out there for everybody to see. The woman said she was having health issues, and she had to do what she had to do to get better. You know, this so-called you know, violation or ban or whatever, I'm going to ask to anybody who's watching this video, if you're having a serious health issue, if you're having a serious health problem, if you're going to the doctor and they're trying to take your blood and nothing's coming out, are you going to be super concerned about what's on a list? I wouldn't be. Now, she said that her doctor is, you know, has experience with USADA. Okay. She said the doctor told her that, you know, there was no issue, that she could take it, no problem. Now, maybe she could have taken it to USADA herself and double checked. Me personally, I probably would get written, you know, I'd probably have them write it out saying that it's okay to take it. And in case anything was to pop up, I'd say, hey, you gave me a written statement saying that it's fine to take this substance, you know. They also said that they were going for a retroactive exemption for taking the substance. Okay. But still, you know, if you're having a serious health problem, man, I'm telling you, I would damn that list. Damn what the UFC saying about taking fights. You have to look out for your health. You have to look out for number one. You know. And what Dana said to TMZ Sports just proves even more, you know, that, man, they really don't give too much of a damn about the fighters, man. Fighters need to look out for themselves in every way. And, you know, it's pretty sad. And, of course, they have their favoritism. They show their favorites, you know. And, you know, he wouldn't make these statements about a Ronda Rousey, you know. He would be supportive of her. But the woman said she tested with USADA 14 times. You know, 14 times. This was the first time she had been flagged for anything. And, you know, it's like, wow, she's testing clean all these tests in competition, out of competition, you know, well over a year. She had tested clean. Okay, then all of a sudden, something comes up. You should ask yourself why that happened. And it was easy to, you know, to determine why. You know, I had a guy on my last Cyborg video saying, like, you know, he, you know, that, you know, they offered her these fights and she should have took them, and, you know, and all this and that, and she turned down the big money and all that. And my response was, hey, man, you know, no, you know, they could offer you all the money in the world, but, you know, if no blood's coming out when they trying to pull it out, man, forget taking the fight, forget taking the money. You got to look out for your health. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this Dana White audio from the TMZ interview, which he did on TMZ Sports, which is right here on YouTube, and I'm going to post a link in the box. And I'm going to pause it as he gets to things that I'm going to criticize him over saying.
Holly Holm right now, you announced, is one of the big fights, and it's good to see Holly fight, you know.
Yeah, Holly's going to fight for the 145-pound title against Jermaine. We were actually getting ready and getting this set up. I had offered 3 fights to Cyborg. She turned them all down. And then we just found out Cyborg just tested positive for a banned substance from USADA. This is 30 minutes ago.
All right, now I'm going to pause it right there. Now, as he says this about her testing positive, he has this smirk on his face, you know, like that just brought him pleasure to say that. And I want you to notice that the guy didn't ask about Cyborg. The guy asked about Holly Holm. The guy asked about Holly Holm. He turned it into a Cyborg bash, into let's run down Cyborg once again, yet again. You know, the guy said nothing about Cyborg. It was about Holly Holm. And he turned it into, Cyborg we just found out 30 minutes ago she tested positive, you know. He said that with glee. Now, would he have done Ronda Rousey like that? Nope. Absolutely not.
Get out of here. So Cyborg is what? So what? How do you handle that? Like,
well, USADA handles it. We don't. United States Anti-Doping Association will handle it. There'll be some back and forth. We'll see how this thing plays out. So it's kind of weird. First of all, I was offering these fights at 145 pounds. First fight, she had 8 weeks to get ready. Second fight, she had 11 weeks to get ready. And then the third fight, she just turned down. And I thought it was strange. So she was turning down all these fights. Not so strange now.
Yeah, so with Cyborg...
See, now there he goes. He's assuming that she's guilty of something because she turned down the fights. How about she turned down the fights because she's not healthy to take the fight, because she needed a break? You see, he doesn't say that. You know, that's like, that doesn't even enter his mind. He doesn't care about the fighter's health. Does not care about her health at all. It's all about, we offered her the fight, she turned it down. Now I guess we can see why she turned it down, you know. Just ridiculous, man. But now, you know, when the 135-pound women's title needed to move and that division needed to go through, was he out there running down Ronda Rousey? Was he talking about why she couldn't fight? And, you know, was he saying, oh, she's mentally weak, she's shot, she's gone, I don't think she'll ever come back, you know? He wasn't saying that. Oh, it was all, we'll give Ronda all the time she needs. Oh, she worked so hard for us. Oh, you know, whatever Ronda needs, we'll give her, you know. And she'll come back when she's ready to come back, you know. But Cyborg, oh no, she was not ready to fight for us when we needed her, and now we see why, you know. And big smile on his face, you know.
Do you know, what do you think the suspension will be for her?
I don't know. USADA will decide that, so we'll see how this thing plays out. But it's weird, funny how things work, is that I ended up making this Holly Jermaine fight at 45, which is perfect now.
Yeah, so what do you say to this? Have you talked to Cyborg? How is she doing? Will she be back in UFC at all?
I have not. USADA has, and our guy Jeff Nowitzki, who handles all the drug testing, he's talked to her. But yeah, I've been here.
So do you think Ronda is kind of like, because Ronda's always talked crap about, you know, Cyborg and stuff like that. Do you think she's like, I knew it all along that this girl might have been tested positive?
Yeah. Ronda will probably say that.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people will say that.
Now, it's not up to you. It's up to, I guess, the higher-ups, really.
USADA. The United States Anti-Doping Association. And there's a guy that works for us named Jeff Nowitzki. He's been in this business he busted Lance Armstrong and every other athlete that you can think of. And he's the guy.
Really? Yeah. So, do you think her career will be done in the UFC? Can she come back from this?
This will be the second time. I don't know. I can't answer that.
Now, see, that's the end of the interview, but that last statement, that was just a flat-out lie. That was a flat-out lie. Now, see, to any casual that doesn't know any better, that doesn't know the sport. He just said that was the second time. That was not the second time. That was not the second time she failed a USADA test. Now, if he's referring to the steroid failure in Strikeforce, that's something totally different. That is something totally different. That is not related to UFC at all. That's what I'm assuming he's talking about. But there was no second failure. No, there was not. Because, hell, she wouldn't be fighting at all. We wouldn't have seen her fight this year. So that was just wrong. That was wrong. Now, if you want to say, if he would have said, she failed in Strikeforce years ago, and now this happened, that would have been one thing. But he said that was the second time. It was not the second time. That was with a different company years ago. Okay. So that was wrong. Now, what am I expecting out of all this? I think at a minimum they're gonna probably suspend her for 6 months. I don't think she should be suspended at all, which I hope she isn't. But these USADA guys, man, they are witch hunters, man. They try to find, they want to suspend you, they want to find you, they want to catch you doing something, and they want to stick it to you. They want to look all big and badass for catching fighters. It's been proven that guys have taken supplements that were totally legal, not banned, but there were things in them, they were tainted, contaminated, and that caused them to test positive. USADA found that out themselves, and they still suspended these guys for 6 months. So are they gonna let her slide and get away with it? I don't think so. I think at the best we can hope for a 6 month suspension. I won't be surprised if they try to go for a full 2 years. And for what? Because this woman trying to take care of herself? Because she has health concerns, and Dana didn't say that not one time. Not one time. And he knows about it. Cyborg has said it to them. Cyborg has said it publicly that, hey, I have health concerns, I cannot fight. She said it. He knows it, they all know it. But did he bring it up as a potential reason as to why this happened? Not one time did he do it. But if that was Ronda Rousey, oh shit. Well, this happened. Ronda's been dealing with a lot. She's been having some health issues, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was related to that. We'll see how this plays out. We're gonna, she's gonna go through the process, and we'll see how it plays out. That's what he would have said. That would have been his statement. But instead, now I kind of see why she turned down those fights. She had all this time to get ready, and she wouldn't fight. It's a joke, man. It's a joke. But now, we see the truth. This was, it sucks, but it was kind of a blessing in disguise, because now you see how people really feel about you, Cris Cyborg. You see how the Dana Whites of the world, and these fighters, all these ones that deep in their mind, they probably smile in your face, but they deep down they thinking, yeah, she's not clean, she's doing something dirty. So, I've been defending Cyborg, I'm still defending Cyborg. This woman's looking out for her health. She's doing the right thing. Damn USADA, damn the UFC, damn MMA. Look out for your health. We want you around for years to come. If you have to retire today because of your health concerns, I would be supportive. And as I've said, look out for yourself. Look out for number one. Health is what's most important. Not these fights, not the UFC and their greed and their selfishness and not thinking about fighters. Look out for yourself. And that's all I have to say about this. If you guys want to comment below. Let me know what you think. We can have a discussion about it. But Cris Cyborg, look out for number one and take care of yourself.